Hello there and welcome to Really Cool Excel. This video is called 6 of the best labour saving tricks in Excel, subtitled Why Take an Hour if you can do it in 10 minutes. Interested? Then stick around for, like I said, about 10 minutes. I'll start with a couple of keyboard shortcuts. Here's some sample data. To help with the video, it's quite a small set, but it could have more columns and many more rows. To change the font or the font color, for example, I have to select it all. I could drag the mouse around, or select the columns, or the rows, like this. Or I could click this cell here, just above the 1. This is the Select All cell. Even faster, if I'm already on the keyboard, the shortcut is Ctrl and A. Next one. This dataset has 297 rows, but I'm on A2 and I want to add new data in row 298. I could scroll down, but that would take ages. Fastest way, tap the End key on the keyboard, followed by the down arrow. Tapping the End key turns End mode on. In End mode, arrow down or arrow right takes you to the next non-blank cell in the same column or row. So, if there's a gap, Excel stops there. To carry on, just keep tapping End and whatever arrow you need. Incidentally, one of the downloadable support files for this video contains an extensive list of keyboard shortcuts for you to play with. So there's a couple of shortcuts. Now let's look at moving data around. I've designed this worksheet, then realized it would work much better if the target and production columns were swapped around. I could use cut and paste, but it's slow and uses lots of mouse clicks. Instead, select the production data, hover the mouse over one of the borders till it changes to an arrow with a 4-pointed star, click, drag and drop. Here it is again. Select, click, drag and drop to move the data. To copy data, select, click, hold down the Control key this time. Now the mouse pointer is an arrow with a plus sign, drag and drop. And it's important to lift off the mouse first, then let go the Control key. Otherwise it won't work. Now I realize I need 3 extra columns to the left of column C. I could do this: right-click insert, right-click insert, right-click insert. But that's tedious and repetitive. And what if I needed 10 columns? Instead, to get 3 new columns, select 3 columns, right-click and insert once. And it works the same with rows. Next, we have auto-calculate. These figures represent a company's turnover in the last 10 years or so. I've put in row and column totals, but what if I just want to add a few random numbers together, perhaps to answer a question from the boss? If she asks, how much did we turn over in the first 6 months of 2006? Just do this. Select the numbers and look at the bottom right of your screen to find the total. And that's auto-calculate. Various results can be displayed here, and if yours doesn't show what you want, right-click here and tick the required option. I've just added count. You'll see why in a minute. You might need to sum a selection of individual numbers. Let's say these blue ones. Click the first number, hold down your Control key, then click all the others. Again, auto-calculate displays the answer. And earlier, I said these were turnover figures in the last 10 years or so. But how many years exactly? Select the year cells and check out the count figure. not 10. 11, as it happens. Just as well I've got Excel, really, isn't it? Now, moving on to find and replace. I expect you've used this in Word, but it works in Excel too. Here's a list of club members. Some are over 65. What if the PC police tell us we can't say over 65? We have to say seniors. Well, we can use Find and Replace to make the changes automatically. The shortcut Ctrl and F will open the Find dialog box. Then you choose the Replace tab. Or Ctrl and H will open the same dialog box, but with the Replace tab already active. Saves you a click. So, find what? Over 65. Replace with seniors. Then go on. Live dangerously. You can trust it. Click Replace All. And Excel makes 15 replacements automatically. Right, let's move on again to transpose. Sometimes we arrange our data horizontally and sometimes vertically, often without any rhyme or reason. Then the boss, yes, her again, says, "Can I have it the other way round, please?" Well, you could retype it all, painstakingly cut and paste, drag it around with the mouse, or you could use transpose. Here's our revenue data again with months across the top and years down the side. Keep an eye on the 2003 figures in red. To change the orientation, first select the data, then right-click and copy. Click where we want the transpose data to start, right-click again and look at the paste options. One of them is transpose. Click and ta-da! Clever, eh? Which leaves us with potentially one of the best tricks ever for saving time. The situation here is that this workbook has 12 sheets, one per month. Now imagine that the structure, the design of every sheet has to be identical, although the data will change every month, of course. So how best to do that? One option is to design one sheet, copy it, then paste onto all the other sheets, one at a time. That's one copy and 11 pastes. Tedious. Here's a much better way. Click January, hold down your Shift key, it's the one with the arrow, and click December. You've maybe done this to select emails in Outlook. All the tabs turn white, showing they are all selected. Now let's start designing. All I'm going to do here is put Monday in A1, then autofill down to Saturday. That's enough for this demo, but I could go on to add more headings, lots of formulas, and some formatting. Now here's the good part. Because I had all the sheets selected before I did my design, what we did with January was replicated across February to December. We'll check it, and there we go. No need for any pasting at all. Now let's think about this. If you copied and pasted 11 times, it's just possible you might paste to the wrong place. This method guarantees every cell in every sheet is identical. So, if I then want to delete the Saturday in every sheet, I can be totally confident every sheet has Saturday in A6. Select all the sheets again, click, Shift, click, delete Saturday in January, and it's gone from every sheet. Fast, efficient, guaranteed accurate, and really very cool. So we're done. 6 of the best labour-saving tricks in Excel. By using some of these, you might just take 10 minutes instead of an hour. Then you can go home early and relax. I'll leave you now to go off and experiment, and if you'd like more practice, download the associated files from the website. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you again next time.